Everyone? I'm Dylan Biddle. For my microeconomics project for part 2, I'm going to do 20.4. So for this, I'm going to just do paragraph per paragraph, and I'm just going to give like the main points of everything. A lot of examples of graphs and stuff about the information in the PowerPoint. But other than that, yeah, I'm just going to kind of go paragraph per paragraph, and yeah. Hope you guys learned something new today.
So said in my previous part of the video, this is on chapter 20.4, and I will be explaining everything within the chapter. The chapter I selected is 20.4, conflicts on interest, bargaining over wages, pollution, and jobs. The way I will be presenting is that I'll be going paragraph by paragraph and explain the key points of each and show some examples. This will be a decently long PowerPoint, but filled with interesting information, and I hope you enjoy. So here's part 1. First bullet point, conflicts of interest arise because environmental quality is never the same for everyone. The second one is some people benefit or suffer more than others depending on their location and home. So this is part 2, example 1. In 2008 and 2009, 2 oil spills in the Niger River Delta destroyed fisheries. The spills resulted from the oil extraction activities of the Anglo, brought by Dutch company Royal Dutch Shell. In 2015, Shell settled out of court and paid £3,525 per person, of which £2,200 was paid individual, and the rest supported community public goods. The award amounted to more than most Ogoni people would earn in a year. Lawyers representing the community helped to set up bank accounts for 15,600 beneficiaries. Transfers had compensated the Ogoni people in the part of laws of a healthy environment, which the UN Environment Program has estimated will cost $1 billion, and it will take 30 years. In conclusion of this, Royal Dutch Shell changes have led company owners to consider the change of behavior. Next is example 2. In 1974, a giant lead, silver, and zinc smelter owned by Bunker Hill Company was the only major employer in the town of Kellogg in the state of Idaho, employing 2,300 people. Many children in the town developed flu-like symptoms. Doctors found that it was from the high lead levels in their blood, high enough to impair cognitive and social development in children. The company refused to release its own test. The town's value decreased drastically after these reports. Here's the first graph, and it's graph A, and it's representative citizens reservation difference curve at the leave town condition. Here is graph B, and it's the firm's shutdown condition. Here is graph C, and feasible options. Here is graph D. The citizens have power, and you can see in point B, which is right in the middle of the graph. Here is graph E, a take it or leave it ultimatum, point A, which is right below point B. And finally, graph F, the difference between Emax and Emin. The next slide we have is the firm has all the bargaining power. If a firm can simply announce a take it or leave it ultimatum, then it would choose point A, like in the graph previously. The firm's costs will then be below the shutdown level cost because they will be freely emitting toxic materials, which reduces citizens' environmental quality from Emax to least emissions, consistent with the firm staying in business, to Emin. The difference between Emax and Emin shows up in exposure to health hazards in the medical records of people who live in the town. The next slide is citizens have all the bargaining power. If bargaining power had been refused, the citizens would choose to impose Emax and wages W star. This ensures that the citizens are on their highest possible indifference curve while also satisfying the firm's shutdown condition. Next is dividing the mutual gains. The difference between Emax and Emin measures the extent of mutual gains the townspeople and the business may enjoy. You could think of the mutual gains as a pie that the citizens and business owners will divide. The pie getting divided by the two parties depends, and what it means by this is it depends how both the the people and the businesses decide to split it up, basically. Next is extra important info that I thought would be nice to add. Bargaining power in this case would be affected by not only by the two parties' reservations options, but also by 1. Enforcement capacity. 2. Verifiable information. 3. Citizen consensus. 4. Lobbying. And 5. Legal recourse. And that's all I have for this presentation. Thank you for going through my presentation. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. Everyone have a great one.